you guys! Welcome back! Ever wonder how some celebrities can totally flip a movie on its head before it even starts? Today, we're diving into one of the wildest power moves in Hollywood, how Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds allegedly planned to hijack It Ends With Us from day one. We're talking sneaky, step-by-step tactics that transformed a modest project into a full-scale takeover. Stick around because I'm about to break down every move they made, and trust me, you won't want to miss this epic story. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as we get into it. Before we dive in, if you're loving the vibe, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our juicy deep dives. Let's jump right in. Step 1. Start small and get underpaid. Blake's first move was to join the production as a relatively low-key actress. Cast as Lily Bloom, she accepted a $3 million salary. Even though that might sound like a lot, it was actually a calculated pay cut given the stakes. Why? Because she made sure to secure an executive producer credit from day one. This honorary title wasn't just for show. It was a clever way to plant the seed of her eventual takeover. Even though $3 million dwarfs Justin Baldoni's fee of $320,000, remember, the entire production was operating on a tight $25 million budget that Justin self-funded through his studio, Wayfair. Taking a smaller paycheck was part of a bigger plan. It mirrors the exact strategy Ryan Reynolds used with Deadpool. He took a huge pay cut on a modestly budgeted film, just $58 million compared to something like Marvel's $130 million bets, to prove his commitment and gain creative trust. It was all about getting his foot in the door, and that's exactly what Blake was doing. By joining under these terms, Blake wasn't just playing the role of an actress, she was setting herself up for something much bigger. With an executive producer credit in hand, she signaled that she wasn't content with being just a face on screen. Instead, she was already laying the groundwork to steer the project her way. The production's tight budget only made this strategy riskier and more enticing. With every dollar closely monitored on a $25 million self-funded budget, any move to shift funds or reallocate resources could have huge consequences. And that's exactly where Blake's plan started to take shape. Step 2. Wait until half the budget is spent. Here's where the plot thickens. Blake waited until around 50% of the production budget had already been blown. By that point, every detail for her wardrobe was set in stone, and money had been spent on a particular vision. Then, out of nowhere, she demanded a complete wardrobe overhaul to fit her own preferences. Not only did this throw the production's planning into chaos, but it also forced the team to overspend. They had to shop for new outfits and even ship all her wardrobe pieces to her and Ryan's home for fittings, piling on extra logistics costs. This move wasn't just about style. It was a deliberate tactic to destabilize the production's finances and undermine the creative vision Justin had spent years developing. With half the budget already gone, Justin was in a corner, and Blake was one step closer to seizing control. Step 3. Take over the script and leverage your dragons. Once she had rattled the production with her wardrobe demands, it was time to hit the next level. Blake began taking over the script. In a text message to Justin, she even compared herself to Khaleesi and called Ryan, and yes, even Taylor Swift, her dragons, a nod to Daenerys from Game of Thrones. This wasn't just a quirky metaphor. It was a declaration that these power players were backing her every move. Ryan, who's been praised for his brilliance with witty dialogue in Deadpool 1 and later earned a producer credit for Deadpool 2, jumped in to help rewrite key dialogues and scenes. He did this from the comfort of their own home, bypassing the director and screenwriter. When Blake invited Justin over to discuss her script changes, he found himself cornered by Ryan and Taylor, who were busy hyping up her vision. It was a masterclass in manipulation, forcing Justin into an awkward position until he finally gave in. Step 4. Exploit the writer strike. Just when you think the chaos can't get any crazier, enter the writer strike. With production on hold, Blake saw the perfect opportunity to renegotiate her contract. Drawing on Ryan's experience from his Deadpool negotiations, she presented a list of 17 non-negotiable demands. These demanded more creative input, oversight, and control over key aspects of the film. Meanwhile, Sony Studios, serving as co-distributor with Wayfair, was ready to throw their financial weight behind the project. making it nearly impossible for Justin to replace her without jeopardizing the whole movie. Step 5. Infiltrate the editing bay and extend your access. When filming finally wrapped, Justin thought he'd regain some control during the director's protected editing period, a sacred time meant to preserve his creative vision. But guess what? Blake wasn't done yet. She managed to secure access to the editing bay for not just the standard 2 days, but stretched it out to a full 10 days. With Ryan by her side, and some well-placed new hires from his Deadpool crew replacing Justin's original editors, they effectively re-edited the film to suit their vision. And if that wasn't enough, Taylor Swift even pushed for firing the original composer, thanks to some personal beef, so that someone from Ryan's circle could take over the music department. Step 6. Threaten not to promote. Now here's where things get really high stakes. Blake knew that as the film's lead, her presence in press conferences and marketing events was absolutely crucial. So she dropped a dangerous ultimatum on Justin. If her cut wasn't approved, she'd completely refuse to promote the film. With her star power holding the promotional campaign hostage, Justin was left with no choice. Removing her from the spotlight would have been a catastrophic blow to the film's success. Step 7. Steal the producer credit. Finally, Blake went for the ultimate power move, stealing a producer credit. At what was billed as one of Justin's biggest premieres, she literally had him and his team locked in a basement for over an hour. This wasn't just a stunt. It was a calculated push to earn a formal Producers Guild of America, PGA, mark. And let me tell you, earning that mark comes with huge responsibilities. Overseeing story development, hiring key personnel, supervising post-production, even contributing to the film's marketing. Blake rewrote parts of the script, replaced Justin's original editors, and even used her connections with Taylor Swift to insert the song My Tears Ricochet into a pivotal scene. She even attempted to cross-promote Deadpool 2 with It Ends With Us, although her simultaneous push for her own personal brand, like hyping her hairline and her beverage company, Buzz, sparked a massive backlash, especially given the film's sensitive subject matter. Why was she so relentless in chasing that PGA mark? Because by doing so, Blake wasn't just upgrading her title, she was setting herself up to transform her entire career. Moving from an underpaid actress to a respected producer means she could negotiate higher salaries, secure back-end deals to make millions, and earn a percentage of a film's profits. Think about it. Just like Ryan did for Deadpool 2, this film would be her launchpad into becoming a major Hollywood power player. And here's the kicker. Blake and Ryan's plan wasn't just about one film. Their ultimate goal was to secure the rights to all of Colleen Hoover's novels and build an entire production empire around her book-to-film franchise. That's right, exclusive rights to Colleen Hoover's works. No wonder Colleen herself has been so supportive of Blake. In fact, she even launched a new production company called Heartbones Entertainment, hinting that she might be in on future deals with Blake and Ryan. This could have been Blake's time to shine. With Ryan's savvy and her own strategic maneuvering, she could have fast-tracked her way into becoming not just a top actress, but a high-earning, respected producer in Hollywood. Imagine negotiating massive back-end deals, earning a cut of every film's profit. It's the stuff of big-time business. But here's where the story takes a twist. Despite all these meticulously orchestrated moves, one can't help but wonder if Blake might be setting herself up for a downfall reminiscent of a certain character from Game of Thrones. Remember how Daenerys, also known as Khaleesi in a nod to her fierce reputation, ultimately fell from grace? Some say that in the end, she got taken down in a manner eerily similar to how Jon Snow ended up with that infamous man bun, which, funny enough, bears a resemblance to Justin's look these days. So, what's the verdict? Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds may have pulled off one of the most audacious power plays in recent memory, starting from accepting a low paycheck, shaking up the budget, seizing control of the script and editing process, to ultimately stealing a producer credit. Their plan was to not only hijack It Ends With Us, but also to build a legacy by controlling an entire franchise based on Colleen Hoover's works. It's a wild, multi-step strategy that, if it pays off, could transform their careers and give them unprecedented creative and financial power. But the big question is, will it all backfire spectacularly? Or will they emerge as Hollywood's next big moguls? Only time will tell. So, what do you guys think? Is this a brilliant, calculated takeover or a dangerous power play that could ultimately cost them dearly? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm dying to know your take on this wild theory. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Hollywood's most audacious moves, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates. I love you all, and I can't wait to see what unfolds next in this epic saga. Until then, stay curious and keep those conversations rolling. Bye for now.